we are going to do the technique or the practice, which is very, very simple, but also very famous. You must have heard this breath meditation everywhere. Like whenever you think about meditation or your first encounter with meditation, the first thing comes to your mind is, or from wherever you have heard about meditation or came across about meditation, is that it's focusing on the breath. Is there anybody who has never heard of focusing on the breath as a meditation technique or as a process of meditation? No, I take that answer as no. Why is it that breath is so popular or so famous across all traditions of meditation as one of the most common methods which are used for meditation? Have you ever thought about that? Yes?
Because it calms you down and it
Yes. That's one reason. Or I would even say that's a byproduct. So that calming down effect, when you bring your attention and awareness to breathing, is a byproduct. What I want to tell you is that breath has a lot of significance. We unconsciously breathe all the time. One simple utility that we know is that breath keeps us alive. So we keep on breathing, and we never really think about how useful breath is, not just for practical reasons, but also what can this mean for meditation or for knowing oneself. So what I want to tell you today is, which is nothing fancy, it's common understanding, but we take time today to explore this topic of breath. Breath is one easy medium for our awareness to settle. So like right now, our awareness is all over the place. It's stuck in thoughts. It's going all over our past, our future, our activities that we have to do. But when we bring our attention, our awareness to breath, somehow there is a natural capture of that awareness in the process of breathing. And this simple fact has been utilized for centuries in wisdom traditions to know the physical body. So when you're breathing, you see there are three different components to breathing. One is the inhalation, the second is the exhalation, and the third is the gap between inhalation and exhalation. This process of inhalation and exhalation is what keeps this physical aspect of our body and mind and everything intact. And when we bring our awareness to the process of inhalation and exhalation, we immediately come down to the present moment. And as you said, that there is a byproduct or a side effect that you feel suddenly calm because your body is coming back into the present moment. Your mind is more or less getting centered and coming into the present moment. It's stabilizing. These are the physical aspects of when you bring in your awareness, your attention to the process of breathing. So this has been utilized in different traditions, even to that extent that we say Buddha, he got enlightened by using just this one simple technique. And the entire Buddhistic practice is, the core of it is based on this one simple technique. That's how powerful it is. And so I've talked about the inhalation and exhalation process, which means the process of the breathing. But there is this one specific gap that comes in this process of inhalation and exhalation. And there are two gaps. One is after the inhalation, before the exhalation, and the other one is after the exhalation and before the inhalation. In a way, this gap is where there is a disconnect. There is a disconnect between the physical and there is a bridge to the non-physical. And this is where words become difficult to articulate. What is this non-physical? The only thing I can mention here is that we as human beings in the life on this planet is both physical and non-physical. Physical is what we can touch, what we can see, what we can perceive, and non-physical is what we cannot see, what we cannot perceive, what we cannot articulate. And it's not that that's all rubbish, that's insignificant. That is constantly affecting also our physical, how we are, how we feel, how we conduct ourselves. So it's important to be in tune with the non-physical aspect of ourselves as well. When you bring your awareness to the gap between this inhalation and exhalation or the other way around, there is a possibility, there is a chance to travel, or not to travel, but to get your awareness touch this non-physical aspect. And out of that, there is a, you get a sense of relaxation, you get a sense of peace, you get a sense of bliss, you get a sense of understanding your own self. Lots of revelations happen. So we generally don't take our time to go through that process, and I would like to invite you to spend the next minutes with me in going through this process of taking your awareness to that gap and maintaining your awareness on that gap of the breath. So when you're outside in your daily activities, if you want to calm down, you can just simply bring your awareness to the process of breathing. But what we're doing today is trying to focus not just on the process of breathing, but to the gap which comes after exhalation and before inhalation. So you will spend the next few minutes in meditation in silence today, where there will be minimalistic guidance. All you have to do is to bring your attention, your awareness, your focus on the gap after exhalation and before inhalation. You don't have to control your breath, you don't have to breathe in a specific pattern. Just breathe as normally as you always do. Close your eyes, relax your body. There's no specific posture that you have to take for that. You can do it in any posture you like, as long as it's not distracting you. So if you're sitting comfortably with either your back against the wall when you're doing this at home or here, just make sure that your body is not constantly in an uncomfortable position that disturbs this process of you bringing your awareness. And try to allow yourself to focus and bring this attention to the gap after exhalation and before inhalation. You will see when you start doing that, your breath will automatically slow down. It will become more shallow, it will become lighter, it will become slower. If it does not happen, it's absolutely fine. Do not force it, let it happen if it happens. While you do this, you will also see that your mind will wander away. It would want to plan after the meditation session or something else, or from the day will pop up, something in your head will come up. When that happens, don't get frustrated. Leave that. The moment you recognize that you got wandered away, bring your awareness back, focus on the gap. Without stressing yourself, just remain aware of this gap after exhalation and before inhalation. You might also feel that there is, in this gap, slowly, the more you go deeper into it, the more your mind also settles down. Maybe you will feel a certain emptiness. Maybe you will feel that there is, in this gap, you don't know what to do. Stay. When you feel like, I don't know what to do in this gap, just stay, go deeper, allow yourself to relax in it. Be in this gap as long and as much as possible, as deep as possible. It's a simple technique, and it's up to you how you do it. There is minimalistic guidance. I can only tell you from time to time to remain aware or to bring your awareness back to this one point, but the practice is up to you how you do it. There's no magic method to it. So practice it, try it out. If there are any questions, if there are any things that bother you, either we can discuss them now, or you give it a try and we talk about it later. Is it clear how to do this? It's a simple technique, what we're trying to do today. Welcome. So what we are, just for you to quickly recap, we are going to do a very simple meditation where there will be less of guidance, more of you to bring your awareness to firstly the process of breathing, and then when you breathe, you see there is inhalation, there is exhalation, and then there is a gap. After every exhalation, there is a gap before you start inhaling back again. Try to keep your awareness on that exhalation, after the exhalation, the gap, when the gap comes. Just keep the awareness there. If your mind gets distracted away, bring it back. Whenever you realize that you're distracted away, bring it back. And just remain in that gap as long as you can. If your body starts aching, if you feel like you want to stretch your legs, do that back to a restful position and continue. Are you holding that position? That's absolutely fine. Alright, then let's close our eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. Relax your body. And find a restful state for our body. deeper into this gap. Ignore everything else and remain focused on the gap. Allow yourself to remain more still and focus on the gap. Just remain aware of this gap. Relax in this awareness. Passive and aware. Allow yourself to let go. with this awareness, maintain this awareness and gently open your eyes. Was it hard? It's, now we have come up with 5-minute meditations, 10-minute meditations, and everything we call as meditation because it has become such a used word. It's almost like I read somewhere where it said something like Abraham Lincoln asked his secretaries that if we call the tail of a horse a leg, how many legs does a horse have? The secretary said 5. The guy said, no, of course not. It still has 4 legs. If we call a tail a leg, doesn't make the horse have 5 legs. What I mean by that is we have called everything as meditation, and what we just today experienced is one of the core authentic practices of meditation. It takes time to build that practice, to allow your body or everything to settle. The most tough part is to keep your body still. I see a lot of people moving. When they practice this in monasteries, which is, we don't have to go to that extent, they first of all prepare their body for meditation. There's even kind of a parameter that unless you can sit still for an hour, your mind can never be still, because if the moment your mind is finding stability, suddenly you want to move your body and the mind is again unstable. So that's their first practice of stabilizing the posture, the physical body. And then what we did today is a part of the practice where you stabilize the mind. It's called the internal posture, where your mind can rest, can settle down, can come to one pointed awareness, and that today we try to practice with this gap. There are many more things to it, but I just want to tell you that the more you practice to just sit down, settle, it will come. I was very much like you moving, the body was moving, everything was hurting, the mind is going right, left, everywhere. But the more you practice, the more you give time to it, it starts becoming easier. Your body becomes still, it starts to not interfere in the practice of meditation. Your mind also easily starts to settle down, and then you see that your awareness can settle and focus on wherever you want it to focus. So that's a little bit of taste of something that is maybe difficult, but as a practice, it's very, very powerful, helpful, useful. We, in different sessions, also try out different ways. So this is not the only way, but this is one of the most authentic ways possible. Any questions, anything you would like to share? you said it's hard to concentrate?
I switched. I had thoughts and then I was second thoughts and then I was concentrating on the back and then I had thoughts.
That is fine if you get carried away, because this process is not an endless process. It ends. This process of you getting carried away, and then you realize, oh, where am I? And then you bring back your awareness to something. In the beginning, these getting carried away are larger, but slowly you're caught up less and less and less and less, and then your awareness improves. So it's a normal process. It happens with everyone. So there is nothing to feel wrong or frustrated about. Anything else? What else was triggering you to not? If there was
My physical,
the posture. You can try to sit next to the wall if that helps. I mean, there's no merit in sitting cross-legged or so whatever posture helps you to sit in a relaxed way for a few minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I mean, today we sat for almost half an hour, so I think it was an overstretch for some of you guys.
What I found fascinating is I follow actually the breathing cycle, which I don't consciously. And so I follow how I breathe in and out, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I found myself breathing deeper.
Yeah, that's another consequence of when you focus on the gap. You are automatically forced to breathe deeper. Because a lot of people breathe shallow, they breathe until here, they don't breathe deeper than just here. And this always keeps them tensed. The more you breathe deeper, the more relaxed you are. And when you are focusing on this gap, automatically your body makes you breathe deeper and let go of this control of the breath, which a lot of people have. They unconsciously, a lot of people are controlling their breath because, for whatever reason, and this allows you to also settle with your breathing, and the breathing goes deeper. One thing which you can try, if you would ever try this technique again back at home, it's clear what you have to do at the gap that you need to bring the awareness. Nobody asked me what to do the rest of the time. Where is your awareness the rest of the time? Did you think about it, or what happened like when you were trying to bring your awareness to the gap?
I was waiting for the next step.
So, in the beginning, you can start with waiting for the next gap, but as you go deeper, what you can do is, even during the inhalation and exhalation, just remain reminded of that gap. What you will experience is that then gap will become a constant. It will not only just appear and disappear after inhalation and exhalation, that will become a constant. But this, I did not want to make it complicated in the beginning. If you try, if you feel that you can settle your awareness on the gap and you don't know now what to do while you're inhaling and exhaling, try to remain reminded of the gap, and then you will see that it remains as a constant in your awareness, even while inhaling and exhaling. Anything else?
You get this notice that I try to breathe it straight and kind of, how to say that? I tense my stomach muscles and then I don't breathe in as deep, so when I really relax, then I also sit straight.
Yeah.
It's so internal.
Sure. Yeah, you can, in the beginning, do whatever makes you relaxed. So if it's like this, but I would not necessarily advise you to remain in this slouchy posture, because this will then continue. And the end to this posture is that you'll fall asleep. So when you keep your back straight, not tense but straight, and also allow your stomach to breathe, it builds a posture that is stable, and if you practice that, it becomes normal. So try that out. I know why sometimes we, when we keep the back straight, we're not really breathing deep. But if you consciously make an effort to allow yourself to breathe deeper, it will be easier. It's not that difficult. Anything else? Yes.
What's the gap?
The gap is this pause that comes after the exhalation. So when you breathe, you exhale. Before inhalation, there is a small pause, a small gap. That's. I'm sorry, I think that you missed the whole
the whole
point.
For me, it's like after the inhalation, I see most installation can.
Okay.
Normal or like.
Say that again.
So once I inhale, I feel more gap than the gap between exhale and inhale.
If you can focus on that, that's also fine.
Because the time difference I see is not equal.
Yeah.
So is it normal for everyone or is that only for me?
I would love to say that you're special, but we all are special in our ways. No, it's fine. Some people can focus more on the gap after inhalation. Some people can focus more on the exhalation. Just that after exhalation there is a let go. So there is a moment of let go, but when you inhale, there is no let go in that gap. And so you can practice both, or you can try out both, whichever feels more natural to